Welcome back to the series on transforming training and enablement from classroom to workflow. This episode is about creating the forward path to move training into the workflow. In episode 1, we unpacked some key definitions for learning, development, enablement, and learning and development as a whole. I also discussed why the differences actually matter. Here's the big one. L&D is about building capability over time with programs like onboarding, certifications, and academies. Where enablement is about removing friction in the moment with playbooks, job aids, and coaching prompts. The challenge with this separation is that too many programs still look like classrooms, using techniques like full-day workshops, binders that sit on shelves, and training days that pull people out of the workflow. But modern professionals don't learn that way. They want instant answers, short videos, and resources that show up right when they need them. So instead of asking which method to use, classroom or workflow, we need to be innovative to make the workflow the classroom. How do we make the workflow itself the classroom? That's where micro-learning, just-in-time nudges, and strong manager coaching come in. Layer that on top of structured programs, and you get a blend of immediate support and long-term growth. So the takeaway is that when work becomes the classroom, learning isn't an event, it's continuous. Let's dive into the strategies of blending micro and macro learning and enablement. The first strategy is designing around moments that matter. Let's start with onboarding. This is where it all begins. And let's be honest, onboarding sets the tone. If it's clunky, people feel it right away. But if it's smooth, clear, and supportive, then you've already won half the battle. The onboarding program will have a foundation using macro learning. This is the consistent foundation that makes sure everyone is speaking the same language and following the same playbook. Now, micro-learning is the opposite side of that coin. This is the in-the-moment help, like a 1-minute video on how to update the CRM, or a checklist that shows up right before their first client meeting. These little nudges take away the friction when people need help the most. They're not replacing the big programs, they're making the big programs stick. Using layered touchpoints is key to fostering a culture of continuous learning in the workflow. One of the biggest mistakes companies make is treating onboarding like a one-day event. We all know it doesn't work that way. So instead, stretch it out. On day 1, give them the welcome and the basics. By day 30, reinforce the skills they've started using. By day 90, check in on role mastery. Think of onboarding as a journey, not an event. You're building confidence step by step. Here's where it gets really powerful, using managers. Managers are the multipliers of onboarding. Give them checklists, coaching prompts, even quick conversation guides. Because a 5-minute coaching chat from a manager can reinforce what a 2-hour course covered weeks ago. That's when onboarding goes from being a process to being an experience. And finally, we will discuss more about measuring what matters. Forget completion rates. The real metrics? Time to productivity, or ramp time, is how quickly reps close their first deal and how engaged they feel. If people are confident, effective, and sticking around, that's the true measure of onboarding success. In our next episode, we will break down onboarding,